Don't sneeze if you got diarrhea.
Oh, yeah?
Shit of a time.
That is a shit of a time.
It is a shit of a time.
What would happen if you did sneeze and you had diarrhea?
You'd probably want to be somewhere private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just for cleanup.
Welcome to That BJ Show, where the name is about as sus as possibly a nun doing squats in a cucumber field, but who's to say? Because technically the name, That BJ Show, stands for That Ben and Jay Show.
Yeah.
Because this is Ben.
Well, I'm Ben.
Yeah, you're Ben.
I'm Ben.
I'm Jay.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Yeah. And now I have an image of a nun doing squats in a cucumber field in my head.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Does she have her habit on?
I have no idea.
Or workout gear?
I have no idea.
Is this an activewear type nun or straight down the line religious?
Well, I guess a nun doing squats in active gear would just look like a normal person doing squats.
You're right, yeah.
So how would we know?
Maybe there are nuns among us in the gym and we don't know yet.
One of us.
Nice.
Who knows? Well, anyway,
if you're a nun and you do squats in a cucumber field, just let us know.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Well, this Ben is the episode 1 of our journey, and it is good. I'm keen.
I'm glad you say it's good. It is good.
It is good. I'm keen to get going with this podcast with you.
Yeah.
It's we're ahead. What? No. Oh, geez. Who's going to be given a head?
Wait, really?
That's what she
Let
said.
me close the door over there for a second. Yeah.
No, we're not sus at all. And this podcast definitely is not sus.
No.
Realistically, what this
180.
This episode 1 is just about talking about who we are, what we're doing,
Yeah.
and why we're here talking to each other. But before we get into all of that, I do want to know, you know, what's sort of new, what can we learn from each other? What's sort of new in each other that we can help others understand a little bit more about us?
That's a very sweet question, mate.
Yeah, I know.
I like long walks along the beach.
Yeah.
I cry sometimes during Titanic.
Yeah, this is an advertisement for us.
And
Not that
Taylor
we're
Swift
looking.
is my favorite artist.
All right, Tay-Tay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like a bit of Tay.
Yeah. What about you? What about
Yeah.
you, bro?
Yeah.
You like a bit of Tay Swift?
No,
No.
it's
all right.
definitely not.
You're a bit of a
I'm more-
believer.
I'm definitely a believer.
You're more of a Justin Bieber fan.
I believe.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Nah, it's all good. No, we actually both are very musical, which is one part about us. So, but yeah, that's only one aspect of our lives. But what is new in your life? What's been going on?
Man, tell you what I have been doing though.
Yeah.
Recently, you know those sites on Facebook that have like, are we dating the same person?
Oh yeah,
sort of thing. Yeah. So someone, I'm not too sure who.
Yeah.
I have a few suspicions that it might have been a few of my mates.
Right.
With a bit of the banter. There's an old photo of me from like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Someone as anonymous member has put up
anonymous
anonymous
Yeah.
member.
Yeah.
They've put up with anyone know this dude or something written above it. Nothing bad has come from it.
Was it a guy or a girl?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No. So,
a fully anonymous, as in like
anonymous.
As
yeah,
anonymous.
yeah.
Right,
So the amount of, I think I had like 15 or 17 weird friend requests from people that I don't even know. Yeah, I still don't know how to take it. It's a funny joke. If it was a bit of a banter, very true. There's number one. We'll have a that's what she said. She shells by the seashore.
I cannot speak, sir.
No, I'm terrible at tongue twisters. But I don't know who put it up.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it was done as a joke from a few of my mates. And if that's the case, I'll 100% pay that. That's good. Nothing bad came from it because I'm not talking to anyone or anything like that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so
you're single and you're not dating anyone, you're not talking to anyone.
No. So I didn't have anything to worry about. Fascinating. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah. You're welcome.
But the amount of likes on like my band pages and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So it's actually been good publicity.
Right.
So if someone was doing it out of malice because I've told them to get fucked recently or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you. If it was a bit of banter by the lads just to stir some shit, thank Thank you. But I have no idea how it got there. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing bad came from it.
Right.
I had about 4 or 5 friends sort of screenshot it to me and send it to me because I'm
Yeah.
obviously not on that site because I have better things to do with my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I joined the site after it happened
Yeah.
just so I can comment on it, and I was like, hey, that's me. Like, what the fuck? Ended up having a conversation with a heap of people in the comments, just laughing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a strange thing.
That is true.
But it leads me to further cement my opinion that Facebook's just full of parasites.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just some people there that have nothing better to do than put their minds and noses in other people's business. Because I had a look at some of the other posts on that site. And there's some pretty bad things said about people. And of course, it's always going to be like one person's side of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing bad happened to mine. Like it was funny and whatnot. I'd love to know who did it.
Yeah.
Because it was anonymous.
Yeah.
Um,
But it is good though that like the publicity that your other pages, like
like,
music page and stuff,
yeah.
like that it's only helped you in this scenario because you don't have anything that's worrying. Like you don't have a partner, you don't have anything like that. So
no, there's nothing sus going.
It's just funny.
Yeah, nothing sus.
Yeah, nothing sus.
Nothing sus.
It's just funny that whoever has done this for
Yeah.
whatever reason has somehow managed. Hey, did you do it?
Well, that's the thing. Like, as I'm sitting there looking at all the light, and like every couple of hours, I would log on back then,
Yeah.
and there'd be post likes from like old songs that I put out, or new page likes from one of the projects I was in. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this is actually like I could see how someone would do this to themselves to get more, like, you know, that's saying bad publicity is still publicity.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Exactly.
It wasn't me. But I can't.
Well, I guess it wouldn't have been you if you're not on the pages.
No. But
which I know you. I'm just joking, obviously.
I just can't fathom why someone would use a photo that's like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, that's strange.
Because I figured out how they've done it. Right, like they've got their phone, they've gone to Instagram because my Instagram is public, but mainly just for the music. Like plus I don't even hide either.
Yeah,
they've scrolled down to the bottom. 6 or so years ago, they found the photo. Now, the photo they used was in a bigger photo.
Yeah.
So they've like found the photo. They've put their thumbs on the screen, like zoomed in.
Yeah.
Screenshot it while it's zoomed in.
Right. Yeah.
Cropped it a little bit.
Yeah.
And used that because the photo, was kind of pixely.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't even really look. I mean, you can probably tell it's the same person, but I don't look exactly the same.
Yeah.
It was just really.
Yeah,
really odd.
So odd, especially considering that it's not like any, photographer or anything that takes nice photos of you.
That's what I mean.
Recently, because I'm not a photographer and I don't take photos.
You've never taken a photo of me for any of the projects or anything.
No,
and that's what I mean. Like, there's so many new photos they could have chosen. Yeah, but it leads me to believe that it was someone who isn't friends with me on Facebook.
Right.
Because you'd be able to get the proper photos of Facebook and not have to like zoom in and screenshot.
Yeah.
Or one of the lads has done that on purpose to throw me off my train of thought.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know
but anyway, whoever it was, thank you in a roundabout way.
Yeah. Thank you.
I've connected with a few people who are actually kind of cool, and like we talk about music and stuff now.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, not the thing I'd sort of see every day to get sent.
Yeah,
my photo on a random.
It's definitely
site.
new. That's definitely new.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people that have had their photos put on those sites from like vindictive exes or workplaces who want to, they may have left a workplace and the old boss is a bit of a prick and it's like, I want to make sure this person doesn't get work elsewhere,
Yeah.
It
does go on, unfortunately.
Yeah, and someone said to me, once your photo's on social media, it belongs to the internet. So unless something harassing has actually been said, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this, like Facebook's the only site, and this is how much I hate Facebook. If, for instance, I'll upload a song, which I am the composer, the singer, everything's done by me, basically. I'm not mastering that, but I mean in terms of like who owns the song, me. And they will mute it because it infringes their copyright.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, they can allow someone, anonymous member, to throw another person's photo up for the world to harass.
Yeah. So fucked up.
Like, is that not back to front
Why?
or what? You know
Why
what
do
I
they
mean?
do that? Yeah.
No idea.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. And I felt like emailing Facebook or something, but I wasn't too sure if there's
Yeah.
like an email, like
Yeah.
info@facebook.com. And is there some dude like manning this inbox who just has to sift through all these emails?
Yeah, who knows? Like
Pointless,
like
really.
Oompa Loompas just sitting
Yeah,
there.
yeah, like in a massive big production line, just
Dude,
email after email.
Imagine if Oompa Loompas were real. Are they real? Are they real?
I know a few short people.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But do they?
Yeah.
Are they like Oompa Loompas? Speaking of Oompa Loompas, though,
Oh,
have you seen the new trailer for the new Wonka movie?
I haven't. No.
It looks pretty good, man.
Pretty
Not gonna lie, it looks
Is
actually.
is it targeted at kids or a little bit of
No,
older
from what I've seen, it's just like your general. It's a real life movie.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of similar thing as the other Wonka movies, but yeah, it looks pretty good, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I don't know, man. Gene Wilder is a hell of an actor.
So good.
It's going to be hard to top that, man.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, we digress.
Mm.
We digress.
Anyway, so that's what's been happening with me.
Yeah, fair
sorting
enough.
through 10 tons of random social media stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the weirdest thing to happen to me on social media, but it's up there.
Not the weirdest.
Not the weirdest.
Yeah, right. Well, we have to get into that.
Maybe
that
some
another
other day.
time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Stick by for that in the future. If you want to hear about other possible things that Ben has done on social media, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But
or
do you want
to?
to?
Yeah, you guys
Do
might.
you want to?
So.
No, that's funny. That's funny. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's been happening in my life is
1 second, I'm going to take a drink of my.
Yeah, ready for this ASMR.
Hold on a second.
ASMR.
Do you reckon we can get some ASMR?
ASMR. Ready? Oh shit! That's so satisfying.
It's carbonated.
Sorry,
that was actually really well done.
That was really, really well done. Sorry for all those people out there if you don't like ASMR.
I love it.
I can do like a ready. I'll do a water bottle ready for all those who aren't watching.
You got to
on YouTube.
Crinkle it a little bit.
Ready? So it's a water bottle.
There's the lid.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
a lid. Yeah. Ready? Water. Oh, you can't really hear that.
No,
That's
I can see it though.
Oh, you can see it.
And you dribbled a fair bit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm a professional touching my microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for all those who don't like ASMR, but
I love it.
You can get into all sorts of.
Yeah, man. There was this chick that did it online once. Her Instagram handle was ASMR Darling.
Oh yeah.
100% check her out.
Right. That sounds like. That sounds kind of like hot tub.
Nothing sus, like genuine
Twitch vibes, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So all good things.
Yeah, dude, it was fantastic. Like she got the hairdressing ones, like
right, so an actual ASMR one.
Yeah, like proper,
dude.
not role play,
right?
Like proper ASMR,
dude.
And like clippers and like everything was fantastic.
That's so good, so good.
And she did one as a dentist,
right?
Which most people hate the dentist. There's nothing
yeah.
relaxing about the dentist at all. But for somehow, she managed to relax me while making me feel like I was in a dental chair getting a procedure done.
That's so strange because you'd hear all the drills and like
dude,
everything.
like the teeth scraping and shit like that. And I know, right?
It's making me think about it.
I know. It makes me sleepy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fascinating. That's interesting. Well,
anyway,
we digress.
What has been happening with you?
Oh man, something new actually that's happened is that good, by the way?
That's good. You know.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that energy drink, and this is totally not. I'm not talking about other things because I have ADHD and because I do. But speaking of that, is what's actually new in my life is I've been trying out this new supplement that you got me. The Red Dragon greens.
Yes, the greens.
Yeah, so you got that for me because obviously you work at Nutrition Warehouse and you hooked a brother up. It's really, really good. I've been trying that actually.
Yeah.
And the reason why I tried it was because I found this company called Ino Sups or Eno Sups, however you want to pronounce it. And what they do is they do all the gut health, body cleansing stuff
Yeah.
that's been going around, and it's been going around all over like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, websites. All the ads are everywhere, and I was just so keen to try something out because I do like living a healthy lifestyle, getting to the gym when I can. Obviously I'm a very busy person, so I try to get to gym as much as I can.
Yeah.
Whether that be only a couple of days a week if I have to, which at the moment it is because I've been quite busy. But that product, man, has been really, really good. To be honest, it's actually really interesting because a lot of people say when they have the gut health products that they like shit they they shit everything out in the first like week, and then they.
Did you?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not actually.
disappointed.
But I also
Yeah.
think it's because I have a pretty good diet
Yeah.
as far as fiber content goes and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think I'm as far as my gut health goes, I think I actually apparently am pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do try to eat the best food that I can when I can. I
Yeah.
still eat takeaway, obviously. I love a good.
Yeah, we're all human.
I love a
I
good
love a
Miss
good
India.
burger myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
burgers. Oh, dude, we could talk about food for
Mate.
hours, which we will at one point in this podcast. Another day, we'll definitely do a food topic. That's
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. But we can get onto that later. But yeah, this product has been really good, man. But I have noticed my hunger levels have been dropping down a lot. So, which is really good for me because, man, I can eat. Like, bro, I've eaten one, not just once, but multiple times have I eaten an entire family pack from Macca's.
What's in the family pack exactly?
Dude, so you got
That'd be like 4 burgers or something,
four
right?
burgers,
4
four
chips.
fries, and normally chicken nuggets,
Oh yeah.
and 4 drinks.
Yeah.
Dude, I smashed
So
the
literally
whole thing.
4 small meals into one.
4 small meals.
Yeah, I'm
man.
down. Man, I'm
ate,
there.
I ate the whole entire thing. I love it.
100%, man.
So good. Those eating challenges that are like everywhere. Like I just saw one actually the other day.
Yeah.
It's Gordon Ramsay's pizza shop in London. I think that one was.
Yeah.
They obviously has several around the world, but this one in particular was I think it was London, and this guy had to eat. He had so basically you pay. I can't remember how much it is you pay. You pay like $20 or whatever it was, and then you can have all you can eat pizza.
Yeah.
But you have to pay. I think it was you have to pay if you don't beat the record or something like that. But if you beat the record, then you get it all for free.
Oh, sweet.
So this dude, the record was I think it was 38 slices of pizza, and these pizzas, man, are like a big pizzas. Like. Not just a standard Domino's 10 or 12-inch pizza. These are like 14, 16-inch.
Your proper
Pizzas, man.
pizza.
And he's smashing them. He did, I think it was 48 slices.
Yeah.
So 48, I think that's, how many pizzas is that?
A fucking lot.
A lot of pizzas, dude.
Yeah.
But he smashed it, and I'm just sitting there like, man, I could actually do that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I could
think
do it.
about how uncomfortable you must be.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That is a lot of food.
Toilet bowl the next morning must look like Hiroshima.
Or maybe even possibly a week later because it might take that long to go through, honestly.
I mean,
But,
like, I did a couple when I was younger just because, you think you're indestructible when you're younger.
Yeah.
I've done ones recently, not challenges, just eaten because the food's been there.
Yeah.
At a party or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd feel like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not something I want to do a lot of.
Yeah, fair enough, fair
Yeah.
enough. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, we digress, but that's yeah, I mean, it's fun. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what I've been doing though. It's interesting to see the effects that this product has. But yeah, I'm definitely keen to look at the INO-Subs. Just to at least check them out. But they are a little bit pricey, depending on obviously what you consider pricey. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating, like looking at the way the community like responds to that sort of stuff, because these products are going viral on a community platform, like Instagram and Facebook and everything, and it's getting sent around. And like you work in a supplement shop, obviously, and so. Do you get people coming around all the time asking for these products that are
Every
like
single day
everywhere?
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's one thing I really hate about the fitness or supplement industry, and that is the amount of phony crap products out there
Yeah.
that are marketed really, really well.
Yeah.
Working in a sub shop myself, I'll go on record, and I will say this to any customer that asks me as well. I will probably only use 5% of what is actually in a supplement shop.
Yeah, right.
The other 95% is either the same product as the 5%, just marketed differently or a different
Yeah.
label, or just full of shit.
Yeah, right.
Um,
What makes a good product though, or a bad product, as far as the actual content goes?
I think research would be number one.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what subcategory you're looking at as well. There
Yeah.
are some
Like, is in the ingredients that are used for it, or just the percentages of?
both, really. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of if you're looking at, for instance, protein, you have your different types of protein. You get your
Mm.
slow proteins, your fast-acting proteins.
Yeah.
So if you're having a protein drink post-training, but it contains mostly slow-acting protein, it's not going to be the best protein shake
Yeah.
for then.
Right.
But it might be for a better time to have. It might be before bed
right.
when
Yeah.
you're sort of not eating for that 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's good products. There's good products used at bad times.
Yeah.
But then there's just bad products altogether.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I'll be open to any customer that comes in, and I will say to them, look, I'll probably only delve into 5% of what's in this shop or any other supplement shop.
Yeah.
The research obviously is a big factor.
Mm.
And what you'll find with the research is it's the products that have been around for 20, 30, 40 years that are still the most researched.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So many brands will come out with fancy new sayings,
Right. Yeah.
labels,
Yeah.
different wording on the labels.
Yeah.
I know guys that will come in and buy off me certain products that are absolute garbage
Yeah.
just because the label looks good.
right.
And they'll even admit that.
Right.
I'll ask them flat out, why do you like this product? He goes, oh man, the label's good.
True.
It's like,
But then, is that sorry? Do you also think that's contributed towards like influencers and
oh hell
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all that
absolutely.
they're trying to push a product.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if some people do believe in a product, obviously you would push it because
Yeah, definitely.
if you do genuinely believe in
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah, I
that's
think you could
interesting.
break that into two categories as well. So if some of these companies, the money they spend on advertising,
Mm.
if they spent it on actual proper good formulas,
Yeah.
that'd make the product a hell of a lot better, but less people would know about it.
Right.
There's brands who I won't name who are notorious for just the best advertising in terms of websites, colorful imagery,
Yeah.
the influencers they pay to hold their product,
Yeah.
and the products are just shit,
Yeah. Right.
or at least the money they want for them is,
Yeah.
if you are advertising a $79.95 fat burner,
Mm.
that probably only has about $5 worth of decent ingredients in it.
Mm.
I'm not going to recommend it.
Yeah.
But if they were charging $5 for it, I'd go,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, it's not bad. But then there's the
Yeah.
people too that'll really take advantage of that, like not necessarily in Townsville, or that could be in Townsville. You never know.
Yeah.
There's one particular influencer years ago who I served one of their clients, and I had a look at the list that this person
Mm.
was told to get, and there was about $350 or $400 worth of products there.
Yeah.
And this person was just the average person,
Mm.
not rich by any means. And you could tell as I was ringing up the bill
Yeah.
and she's seeing how expensive it is. It's like, man, she's really like struggling to
Oof.
want to part with this money, but
Oof.
she's being led to believe that this is what you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, and I'll say this to any customer, I'll tell them what they do and they don't need.
Yeah. Right.
I will
That's
happily
good.
lose money
Yeah.
on a sale by saying something's not worth their time
Yeah.
if it means keeping my dignity and my character and my integrity in that job.
Yeah. That's really
Because
good. Yeah.
then those people will come back because you're honest.
Yeah,
with them,
that's
sort of
right.
thing.
Yeah.
But this particular case, it was a case of this influencer was getting a financial kickback
Yeah.
per dollar that their clients would spend.
Right.
So if she can get, $400 worth of sales out of one person, she might get 3% of that back.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
lines their pockets.
Yep.
We saw that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Not so much now. Like, I think a lot of brands are doing their ambassadors
Mm.
and their sponsorships a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely a thing
Yeah.
and you could you could tell a customer who their trainer was just by what they're asking for.
Yeah.
And most of the
Fascinating.
time, it wasn't a good product,
Yeah.
because the good products, and quite often, don't have to have ambassadors
Yeah.
speaking for them, because the product's good. It speaks for itself,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we could quite often tell who was getting sent in just
Fascinating.
by what they were putting on the counter.
Yeah. That's
And
fascinating.
no matter how much science you tried to give them about why this product might be the best for them,
Mm.
to try something else, and quite often the alternative we'd suggest to be cheaper,
Mm.
we're certainly not trying to take more money off them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is what I've been told I need to get. It's like, all right.
Fair enough. Well, good on you
Yeah.
for like.
Sorry, yeah, I went on a
No,
big
no,
rant then.
no.
Yeah.
It's fine. As we said, we digress. But
Yeah.
that's good though that you're willing to like put yourself out there and communicate to them
Yeah.
what is good and what's not good, and the reasons why you believe that to be true,
Yeah.
and the fact that you don't want to sell. You don't want to sell a product because you need to make money. You want to sell them the best product for them, for their purpose,
Yeah.
in their budget,
Yeah.
and in if anything, save them money.
Yeah.
And, but that's really good though, because, and sorry to cut you off
No,
there,
you're right.
but that actually is really good, because that's kind of what we're doing here in the podcast,
Yeah.
right? And we'll talk a little bit more later about what it shortly about what this podcast actually is for, and that's in our main discussion. But speaking about community and everything, because in that perspective, you're talking about talking to the community and getting their perspective on what they believe
Yeah.
and what you believe, and you're trying to that's a give and take, but for the greater good of both of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talking about that, this is the section of the podcast where we want to start talking about community aspects and getting the feedback from the community. You know, getting what you guys want to talk to us about, what you want to hear from us,
Yep.
and all the different and give us different topics of conversation to talk about. Excuse me, and the and so many other different types of feedbacks. So obviously we don't have any, we don't have anything right
It's
now.
just us at the moment.
Because it's just you and I, my friend.
Yeah.
You and I together.
Don't do that again, please.
Yeah, well, the door is open, so we can't.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, true.
Nothing sus going
Nothing
on here.
sus.
Nothing sus. But yes. Tell me, Ben, what other sort of things do we want to hear from the community, and where can we hear from
Okay,
them?
so where this podcast will essentially be reached will be all social media, which we'll get into a bit later on in terms of our usernames and everything. You can find us.
Yeah.
But YouTube's a really big one as well. So
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, obviously with all those platforms, there's so many room for comments, feedback, discussion points as well. So ideally, if you feel like saying something, chiming in on the conversation, then 100% go for it.
Yeah.
That's what we're there for. And, like further for us too, like obviously there's a spare spot right here in the middle that's currently got a stain on, which is chocolate apparently, right?
It's definitely chocolate.
Not toothpaste or anything.
No.
So there's a spare seat.
There's nothing going sus.
There's nothing sus on the
going
couch.
on in my house.
I probably should have checked where I sat first before I sat down.
I'm
This
well
is
above
the good
board.
side. All right.
Yeah, well
Excellent.
above board. My
Good.
friend.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So there's a spare spot right here. And ideally, we'd love to get other people on to discuss with us live topics.
Yeah.
But then also later on too, potentially like some live podcasts and some events too.
Yeah, 100%.
Once we figure out how to get a whole heap of different microphones and screens and all the logistics, but I'm hoping that's your job.
Because
you are
job.
the professional in that aspect, not me by any chance.
Thank you, sir.
I've only just figured out how to use things on my iPhone that I didn't know were there. So
it's all good.
Yeah.
Yes, no, no, thank you, mate. No, it's all good. I am the videographer, and
this is the dude right here.
Yeah, and I am in charge of all of this.
So if there's a fuck up,
and
we have to repeat something 2 or 3 times, I'm not taking the blame for that.
Yeah, but we do this perfectly. First try.
First
time.
take. So this is completely ad-libbed and nothing is rehearsed.
Exactly. At all.
Let me just check my notes over here.
No, that's funny. No, that's really good. Well, that is obviously the topic of discussion for the community side of things. But going into the main discussion, obviously this is the first episode, so we didn't want to start off with a topic of discussion per se for today to talk about, but we do want to talk about the discussion of what we will be talking about. So, my friend Ben,
So
you tell me all about what
the
this
discussion point
podcast is
will
about.
be discussion points.
Exactly.
It sounds like a Seinfeld, the show about nothing.
Yes.
But this is a podcast about nothing and everything at the same time.
Nothing and
That's
everything.
deep. Nothing and everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Sounds like a U2 album.
Yeah. I wonder. Maybe that's a good name for an album.
I know. I'll get onto that.
All right.
Let me just write that down as
I'll do the artwork.
So yeah, the discussion point will be a discussion point.
Yeah, that's good. So what is everyone, all these good looking faces, if we could see some faces, which imaginary.
Yeah. That thing you do where you're in a job interview and you imagine everyone else is naked to make yourself feel better?
Yeah.
We're just imagining a crowd full of naked people at the moment, and that's how we're really remaining calm.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, that's good.
Put that away.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you, random citizen. I appreciate you, random citizen.
I know what that's from, but I can't pick it.
It's Superman.
Okay. I should definitely
more or less.
Yeah.
If there are any like actual proper DC nerds out there that actually know, and I completely messed that up, I'm sorry.
Turns out it's Marvel.
I do love Superman. He's definitely my favorite. But anyway, we digress.
Okay.
But yeah, man.
Discussion points.
Discussion points, indeed.
Discussion point is discussion points.
Exactly.
The art of talking.
Yes, exactly.
I was reading a book recently.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I wasn't reading. Actually, no, I was reading it. I have this thing where I can only read like a page or so at a time before I'm majorly distracted.
Right.
So whether that means I have ADHD or something, I'm sure someone will know.
All you doctors out there,
or you Google doctors out there, you can let me know. I can only read for a little bit before my mind wanders.
Yeah, right.
And quite often, like I have a lot of books I'd love to read. It's just I can't concentrate for that long.
Yeah.
I might read a page or a page and a half, and then I have to put it down to go and do something.
Yeah, right.
But there's one quote that I read in a book recently. I can't even remember the book. That's a shame. I can't even reference it. But I remember the quote. That's the main thing. The quote was something like, too many people build walls instead of building paths forward.
Right, yeah.
And I'm the sort of person that I like to visualize things that I hear to help me paint a picture.
Yeah.
If you were to look at my representation systems, oral, kinesthetic, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a visual person.
Yeah.
So the way I sort of interpreted that myself was, in terms of moving forward in life, instead of going up, you go forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the art of talking is one that I think is lost these days because, especially on the younger generation, they might not understand this for another 10 years.
Right. You're saying you're old.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I look okay for 47. Yeah.
You're younger.
The art of conversation is lost because so many people spend their days in a phone typing. Like even looking at some of these people that type, it's like you're totally illiterate.
Yeah.
Like for those people that do the letter U instead of the YOU, I feel like asking them, like, what do you do with that spare second of your life that you've saved by doing that?
Or the BTW instead of by the way.
Yeah, like,
I'm a little bit old school, man. I hate using abbreviations.
Yeah.
And I will still, to this day, I will type out you okay in the full words or something, or by the way, instead of abbreviating it. Yeah.
To even go one further than that, I have a friend who will even use commas in the right space, which is a dying art these days.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's me.
You know, so if I was to ask you, like, or two, yes, including you.
Oh yeah, good.
So going back to that sentence, if you said, "Are you okay, mate?"
Yeah.
Are you okay, comma, mate? People just can't do those things these days.
So strange, yeah.
But the art of communication and punctuation and everything's just getting lost.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I think you almost cheapen your own headspace into not being able to talk and communicate at the same time.
Yeah, it's fascinating. But even going back to the book thing, like you were saying, with the analogy that you said, even the fact that you visualize something in your head, obviously everyone's brain works differently.
Yeah.
and everyone communicates differently. But it's interesting that you say that, because your brain naturally reads this book and visualizes what it means,
Mm.
and then that's the way of your brain communicating. So you can actually use that to communicate to others.
Yeah.
And for example, with this podcast, the whole point of our podcast is to talk about life and
Yeah.
talk about everything that happens, whether it's all different types of topics, whether it be simple things like food, or even some more saucy things like sex, or dating, marriage, or because I was married and divorced.
Mm.
So I have that life perspective to come from as well. I have a kid. You don't have a kid.
Mm.
Um, and you also have a background too.
Yeah.
We all have backgrounds.
Yeah.
And the thing is that everyone communicates differently in their own way that's special to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you say that, for young people, they like to communicate with using abbreviations
Yeah.
and everything to tie that together. But the fact is that, like, and this podcast is about talking about talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Talking about
it's
talking,
always
discussing discussions.
it's always about that open communication, and it never ends
Yeah.
to the point where, because you can never stop talking about life. I know that's why you want to do the podcast. I know that's why I want to do the podcast,
Yeah.
because we both have that perspective on life, that we want to talk openly to people and get their opinions and their perspectives on
Yeah.
life, and respect their opinions and perspectives on life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because I actually was watching this YouTube show called The Debate,
Mm.
where it's these groups of people that come from all opposite ends of life. For example, there was one on pornography, where they got a porn star, they got a church leader, they got a youth worker, and a stripper or something like that, right? So as an actual pornographer and like all these different things, right? And they had the topic of porn. What is it right? Is it bad? Is it right or wrong? Sorry. Is it good? Is it bad? Why? And then it goes back
Priests
between
have just entered the conversation.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's so fascinating because you're sitting down and you're listening to completely opposing
Mm.
values and perspectives on life, but in that sort of setting, you're deliberately debating why and why not in a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the reason why we want to talk about
Mhm.
a whole bunch of different things in life, because we want to openly discuss and have respect
Yeah,
for
definitely.
people's
Yeah.
perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
I was talking to a friend of mine, Taylor, recently,
Mm,
about what the difference between being stubborn
yeah.
and set in your ways are.
Mm-hmm.
Because people often say I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
I prefer to refer to myself as just set in my ways. And I think if you were to
Mhm.
ask me the difference, being set in your ways is knowing what works for you, knowing what's best for you,
Yeah.
having gone through different ways of doing it before,
Mm-hmm.
and leading you to what works for you, what's best for you,
Yeah.
while still being open minded.
Yeah.
Whereas stubborn might just be doing something because you don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
No real science or experience behind it.
Yeah.
I think that I mean, they can overlap a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think the more stubborn one is, the more open you are to communication, the more susceptible you are to a breakdown of friendships and relationships, because
Mm.
you're going to start to alienate yourself soon from ones you love or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting though, because
Yeah. That was deep, wasn't it?
it was a little bit
Yeah.
deep, but it's actually fascinating because if you take that back to that analogy that you said with the book, with the, uh, please refresh my memory. I think if I'm wrong, but it's people. What's the quote? People put
Oh, people spend too much time building walls instead of building paths forward.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you even take that sort of scenario where you compare that to the perspective um being stubborn versus being set in your ways. If you're set in your ways, you you understand who you are
Yeah.
as a person, and you understand that you are that person because you for reasons, and it's not to say that that's bad or good, but you know who you are, and you know that
Yeah.
you have a certain way of doing life because that's the way that you do
Mm.
it. And um and then that way you are open to certain aspects of life, and you have the walls up in place and boundaries in place in certain aspects of life, because you know that if you don't have those boundaries up, that you have the potential to not be able to walk forward.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
And
mean?
have people walk over you
Yeah.
without your boundaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then if you are just stubborn and you don't, and that could be someone who is just never looking forward.
Mm.
You're never willing to even peek over the wall
Yeah.
that you set up, because you're so covered in walls. But anyway, we digress. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm.
Like it's fascinating if you think about the even just that little tiny topic there of
Yeah.
the stubborn person versus a sit in the way person.
Yeah.
And each obviously has their own values, and each person has their own respective right to be where they are in life as well. Because you can be stubborn and or you could be set in your ways.
Yeah.
But the point is that they are there for a reason. But being able to openly communicate
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
is really, really
Yeah.
important.
And speaking to a lot of people who are in relationships, if they were to vent a frustration over what their partner might do, if their partner gets home from work and doesn't matter if it's male or female,
Mm,
how they relax is just by sitting on the couch and scrolling through their phone.
mm,
It's like, whereas 20 years ago, man, or even like long before that, our parents, like
mm.
when you get home, you talk to your loved one. Like you didn't sit in silence.
Yeah,
You didn't just zone out and go through your phone as a way of escaping the day's stresses or
yeah,
problems or whatever.
yeah.
So too many people these days are possibly left with partners that might love them, sure, but there's
Mm,
no communication there because as soon as they get home, instead of the standard, hey, honey, how's your day? Let's have dinner together. It's like, nah,
yeah,
sit on the couch, go through whatever,
yeah,
scroll through Facebook,
yeah,
sit in front of the TV. Shit, I might have been, doing that in the past as well. In fact, I
yeah,
probably have.
yeah. I
I
mean,
dare say I probably have.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
guilty of it too,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
you know.
100%.
And
Yeah,
it's not until you look back on it and go, I fucked up there.
yeah,
Probably shouldn't have done that.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
could have
right.
done this better.
That's right.
You might not have meant any malice or any harm or anything negative by it at the time
Mm,
because it's what you knew to get you by in
yeah,
terms of surviving that day or surviving that week.
yeah.
But it adds up,
Yeah, that's right.
you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's interesting. Even you say that, you know, back then you might have made mistakes, and I know I've made mistakes, man.
Mm.
I will 100% take responsibility for
Mm.
all of my mistakes. I'll own up to them. But I had people telling me to do the right thing,
Mm.
and then I didn't have people tell me to do the right thing
Yeah.
at certain points too.
Yeah.
And something with this podcast is we want to have that open discussion
Yeah.
between each other and other people, so that we can come from that place of like, hey, we made mistakes. You know, everyone can listen
Yeah.
to the reasons why we do things and the reasons how we did things as well,
Yeah.
and the mistakes we made, and some people can sit and listen and learn from that. And I know I will listen and learn from any guest we have, and you as well.
Hell yeah.
And man, I will
Yeah.
listen and intently and trying to learn as much as I can from their
Yeah.
mistakes, or even from the good things that they did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so that's another part of this podcast is, and obviously you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
How old are you again? You don't have
37.
to say.
I'm
You're
37.
37.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm 28.
Yeah.
So you're 9 years, 10 years, roughly somewhere around there.
Yeah. That's
Math.
basic math.
Basic math.
Yeah,
Basic math.
right. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
You'll get better at it as
May
you get older
I
too,
know.
mate.
Well,
So
maybe I
yeah.
won't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually a carpenter by trade, so I used to have to be really good at maths.
Yeah, I would think so.
But calculators are a thing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So sometimes it's hard to take away 28 from 37 and just
Yeah.
not know. You
But
know what I mean?
hey, we have a joke at that. But
Oh yeah,
that's legit. Like,
it is.
I'm
Actually.
sure 50 years ago, people could work that out
100%.
just like that because they didn't have phones or anything.
Exactly.
I'm guilty.
Thanks, Steve Jobs.
I know. I'm guilty right now. Like during the week at work, if I need to quickly do some math,
Yeah.
I'll pull my phone out for what I would consider to be the most basic
Yeah.
of addition or subtraction.
Yeah.
And it's not that I can't do it. It's just
Yeah.
it's easier on a phone.
Yeah.
And whether I do it to just double check that I'm right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
yeah.
No, it is what it is. But yeah, no,
Mm.
it's really interesting. Well, I guess unless you want to talk about anything else, I guess that would probably wrap up the majority of our main discussion.
Mm.
I feel like we're at a pretty good pace there.
Yeah,
Do you want to
just-
talk about anything else for the main discussion today?
No, I mean we could rattle on for hours.
We honestly
But
could.
what we just wanted to set up for this first episode was just to lay out the foundation of what we're doing,
Yeah,
and where we're going from here.
exactly. And so moving on from here, that's obviously where we want to go. We want to be talking about all of these topics of discussion, talk about life, have openness,
Yeah.
have respect for each other, whether it be us, between us two,
Yeah.
guests, you guys in the comment sections, or emails, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is what it. I'm really, really, really pumped to start this podcast with
Hell
you,
yeah.
bud.
Yeah.
And but yeah, speaking of the people who can communicate to us, though, tell us who and why or how can people
All right, so
communicate to us?
I actually do have this written down because I can't remember.
Yeah,
I got a memory like a goldfish.
yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube
Mhm.
for now, but soon there will be like all your online platforms like your Spotify's, your Apples,
Yeah,
and
apples
anything
and
else.
oranges.
Apples and oranges and all the
Yeah.
other fruits out there as well. But
Bro,
in terms of just our
sorry, I want to have a phone that's called a watermelon.
okay, I'm
Just-
listening.
Just random. That's all.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
There was nothing to back that up.
No, like we have Apple.
Yeah.
Right. I just want a watermelon phone. That'd be cool. I don't know.
All right. If someone wants to get on that,
Anyway, go on.
should
Tell-
you copyright that right now, just in case someone?
Somebody probably will steal it.
I know, right? Quickly get this episode out.
All right.
Have it copyrighted.
All right. cool.
Copyright.
Okay.
Copyright.
Copywritten.
Copywritten. Copywritten.
Copywritten.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we
go on.
digress.
Go on. Tell us.
Socials. So Instagram and Facebook will be at.
Yeah.
You know that little at sign, not the word at, just the little. Well, actually, I'm doing it in a camera,
Backwards.
so it'd be like backwards or something. At that BJ show.
Mhm.
Email is. I've got our own email address for all the hate mail we're going to get.
I love it.
thatbjshow@gmail.com. We tried to make it nice and simple.
Yeah.
That BJ show. Obviously, it comes from the name of our podcast, which is That BJ Show. Just in case you didn't make the correlation there.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's insane.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
thatbjshow@gmail.com. You will most likely be seeing this first episode through YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and which will probably be shared through Instagram or
That's
Facebook.
correct.
So in which case, you've probably found us already.
That's correct. But
Yeah.
in case you didn't find us on one of the platforms, obviously the main video of this podcast will be on YouTube. And then all the audio will be on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all the main platforms.
All the good ones. The downside with the audio is you won't be able to see our average looking faces.
That's correct, because we are very average looking.
Man, you didn't even shave for today.
I know. Well,
I at
I
least
like to
made
keep the
half
stubble.
an effort.
I like to keep stubble. It's nice.
It looks rugged and handsome.
Yeah.
Keep telling yourself
I used to have a baby face, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to wear Superman glasses and all that.
Oh.
So. And that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for another podcast.
That's just role play gone wrong, I think.
Exactly.
Not the time and place to
Exactly.
do it here.
No,
with another guy.
no, exactly. Well, if you do want to have extra service, you can talk to us about our Patreon, but we do not have a Patreon yet.
Talk to us about something we do not have yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that the whole reason of our podcast?
Pretty much. We have nothing at the moment.
No.
We don't even live here. We're just hiring a room
Yeah.
with
yeah.
fake curtains.
This
to
is
be
not
able to
actually
film.
a room.
This isn't even our couch, and that's not even our stain. So
No,
no,
we don't know the answers to that stain.
we have no answers yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that up.
But find us on socials. Patreon, yes.
Patreon is not a thing yet, but we do have plans to have Patreon. We really believe in this podcast. We want it to move forward, and we want to give and give and give to all of you who are listening, and just share the perspectives of everyone's life. But we do understand that there are people out there who will want to help us along the way, because it does require a lot of work for a podcast. But we do not ask, or we will never ask you to give us money or any other sort of value.
Jaden may ask for sexual services, but
no, definitely not. I am
Not again.
I'm
Not again.
No,
Yeah.
not again.
yeah. Did you pay that plumber the other day, or it's all good?
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Done.
No, well above board here. But yes, the Patreon stuff will be coming, so keep your eye out for that. We will talk about that more in later podcasts.
Yeah.
For now, we do have plans for the Patreon stuff. For those who do want to pledge, we will set just a minimum amount per podcast. Which podcast will be at the moment every 2 weeks, and we will keep you updated on the release schedule for these 2 weeks. But that is the schedule at the moment. And then for Patreon people, we will look at possibly doing the extra content, so an extended podcast for those lovely listeners who want to
get
learn
up close and personal.
Yeah, learn more about us. We'll be giving you a little bit more of our time. As far as getting to know us goes, we'll look at doing live streams and
maybe an event here and there.
Yeah, maybe an event. We actually were talking today about possibly doing like a live from Castle Hill.
Yeah, full on radio sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to.
Don't know what we'd do there, but
get my radio announcer voice.
Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Thank you.
You got quite a voice for that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I haven't done any work at all.
No, not at all.
I'm not a videographer and get paid to do that.
You should. You got a bit of a talent there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yes. Well, anyway, we do digress. Everyone, thank you so much for coming to the podcast and listening to us. Is there anything else you want to talk about? You're all good?
Oh, I have an idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you would like us to come to your house to run the podcast from your lounge room, all we ask is that there's just like some kebabs or something there, because we love food.
Food.
We can be persuaded morally with food.
Yeah, food.
Yeah.
Food's good. Food is good.
Food is good. Some snacks.
Food is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some Maltesers,
Oh, dude.
I'm a sucker for kebabs, though.
Oh, that's what she said.
But sushi. Sushi is life.
Oh, that's so funny. Hey, come on, mate. Get it together.
Mate, every time I grab
For
this,
all
I feel
those
like I'm deep throating something.
For all those listening, he just totally bumped his mic.
I know.
He's an actual professional.
I know.
It's good.
The amount of times we've almost bumped these mics over today.
Oh, we won't talk about it. It didn't even happen, actually. So, but anyway, that is the whole of the episode 1. And it is recorded properly, as I can see. Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Because we are professional, and this was our first take.
This was our first take.
First try. Ben, how about you give us a tip of the week, my friend? The happy ending.
Oh, the happy ending. I like that. That's a really good pun.
Thank you. Made it myself.
Jeez. Don't sneeze if you got diarrhea.
Oh, yeah?
Shit of a time.
That is a shit of a time.
It is a shit of a time.
What would happen if you did sneeze and you had diarrhea?
You'd probably want to be somewhere private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just for cleanup. And I'll go
I don't have
on,
anything
I'll
to
go on
say
the
to that.
record now. In future episodes, I want to ask people what the weirdest thing they've used for toilet paper is. If you've been, somewhere
good one.
at someone else's house and you've run out.
All right, there you go. First community question of the week. What have you used for toilet paper and why?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we don't need to know why.
I would bet to say, why is pretty obvious in this case. Or is it?
Well, is it?
Yeah, true. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
What else do you use?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Are you?
I'm picking up what you're putting down there.
What
Yeah.
have you used instead of toilet paper that you don't normally use it for, but you had to use it for, and why?
Yes.
And anyway, that's the end of the podcast. I think that's a great way to end it. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
for listening, and we will see you in the next episode, number 2. Thank
Catch
you
you
very
later.
much.
Fuck yeah. Now let's hope that fucker worked. Did that fucking work?
Yeah.